In the busy city of Benin, 3 young girls from poor families gained admission into the University of Benin. Their names were Esther, Deborah, and Favor. They all came from humble homes where their parents struggled to put food on the table and worked hard to pay their school fees. For their families, sending them to the university was a dream come true. When they first arrived on campus, they were excited about their studies. They told their parents they would work hard, graduate, and bring honor to their families. But soon, they were caught up in the glitter of campus life. Many students carried expensive phones, wore the latest clothes, and drove fine cars. The 3 girls began to feel out of place. Esther was the most outspoken among them. She always admired people who carried the latest iPhone. She would say, "How can I be using a small phone when others are snapping clear pictures with iPhone? People will look down on me." Deborah would laugh and agree, and Favor, though quiet, also wished for the same. Slowly, their focus shifted. Instead of attending lectures regularly, they spent more time talking about how to get money to buy expensive things. They started attending parties. They began to mingle with rich men who promised them gifts. One evening, while seated at the popular campus hangout, a man driving a flashy car stopped and called them over. He was well-dressed, handsome, and smooth with his words. He introduced himself as Kelvin. He told them he could change their lives if only they trusted him. The girls, blinded by their desire for wealth, believed him. Kelvin took them to a luxurious hotel, where they ate and drank things they had never tasted before. He promised to give each of them a huge amount of money. Esther, Deborah, and Favor could not believe their ears. They thought their suffering had ended. After a few days, Kelvin handed each of them an envelope containing a shocking sum, 50 million naira each. They screamed with joy and hugged him, praising him for his kindness. Without thinking twice, the girls rushed to buy the latest iPhone 21 Pro Max. They also bought expensive clothes, shoes, and jewelry. In a matter of days, they became the talk of campus. Everyone called them the iPhone girls. But their happiness was short-lived. 2 weeks after their sudden wealth, strange things began to happen to them. Esther was the first to notice a terrible pain in her body. She tried to hide it, but it grew worse by the day. Deborah too started feeling sick, and Favor complained of severe discomfort. They visited several hospitals, spending huge sums of money on tests and treatments, but no doctor could explain what was wrong with them. Soon, their situation became unbearable. Their bodies grew weak, and they were constantly in pain. They began to smell of sickness, and their beauty faded. Instead of enjoying their riches, they were moving from one specialist hospital to another. The situation grew worse each passing day. Their sickness was strange, something the doctors had never seen before. Rumors spread across campus and in their neighborhood. People whispered, "Those girls must have collected money from dangerous people." Others said, "It is the cause of quick wealth." After some time, the sickness attacked their minds. They could no longer reason properly. Esther, once bold and proud, was now seen shouting on the street without control. Deborah tore her clothes and began to wander about. Favor cried day and night, rolling on the ground in pain. Students who once envied them now avoided them. The same friends who cheered them when they bought their iPhones now laughed at them from a distance. Their families were ashamed and heartbroken. Their mothers wept bitterly, regretting ever allowing them to leave home. One hot afternoon, the 3 girls were seen running on the streets of Benin, their hair scattered, their clothes torn. They laughed, cried, and shouted at the same time. Nobody could come close to them. People watched from afar, shaking their heads in pity. By evening, the 3 girls collapsed on the roadside and gave up the ghost. Their death sent shock waves across the city. Newspapers carried the story. Social media buzzed with posts about the iPhone girls. Their pictures, once full of pride and beauty, were now used to warn others about the dangers of chasing quick wealth. At their burial, their parents cried uncontrollably. They could not understand why their daughters chose vanity over destiny. The priest who conducted the service reminded the crowd that life is not about the latest phone or luxury. They said, "What shall it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul?" The story of Esther, Deborah, and Favor became a warning in the University of Benin and beyond. Students began to fear sudden riches. Parents began to caution their children more. Everyone who heard the story learned a bitter truth, that greed and impatience can destroy a bright future. The three girls could have become doctors, lawyers, or leaders. They could have lifted their families out of poverty with dignity. But instead, they allowed material things to blind them. Their story lives on as a painful reminder that life is more valuable than any iPhone, no matter the version.